Today we will be talking about the Canvas profile and setting it up. So if you go to vbschools.instructure.com and you should come to your dashboard, the top button on the left is Account, so you should click on Account. Quickly, this is notifications. We'll talk about this later. This is where you can, the files is where you can keep files, but we would suggest you use your Google Drive. We're going to go over settings today. E-portfolios is where you and your students would keep their portfolios. Shared content is where you would find anything shared with you from, say, a colleague. QR code for mobile, it helps you connect your Canvas with your mobile app Canvas. And then global announcements are exactly that, anything that you would get an announcement from globally. The use is up to you whether you want to use this high contrast UI. Just to show you what that looks like, let me go to my Sandbox course. And see this button at the top right says Unpublished. Notice how it's a light salmon color. So if I go to my account and I click this on and then I refresh, notice how that button changes to a darker color, so it has that high contrast. You can turn that on or off, that's up to you. In my case, I like it the lighter color, so it looks like it's active or needs to be clicked. So I leave it to that, but that's up to you. So let's go to Account and Settings. So under Settings, let's go down the left-hand column. Most of this you can't change. They talked about in the training that you could change your image, but as of this moment, if they open that up, both you and students can change their image. And if you work in secondary, you know that's a nightmare. We do not want students to be able to upload images because you can't control what is there or is not there. So for now, they have that turned off. Notice down here at the bottom, it gives you maintenance windows, so make sure you know of this, that it will not, Canvas during certain times will not be available. Most of the time it's early in the wee hours of the morning, so that should not affect you. The conversations opt-out box, we leave that unchecked. Web services. Now, they're pushing a lot of LTI apps to us, but the first one you should see should be over here, and it should be your Google Drive. I've already connected mine, but you should go ahead and connect yours. Click on to connect, then you might have to go through steps of signing in, and then once you get connected, you'll see yours over here like mine. So go ahead and do that when you get a chance. These are all apps that are approved right now, but they might not be installed according to our system. This is what, don't worry about the new access token. These are the things we want to look at. Now there's certain things that you might want to do. If you want auto closed captions to be enabled, some of your students might need that. You would get them to check that, but in my case, I do not need that. Field separators, again, no, don't need it. Some of these are preset. Course tutorial, I'd leave those on. So because right now, if you're in Canvas and while you're learning, it'll offer you, if it sees you're trying to do something, it'll offer you a tutorial on that page or what you're trying to do, and that's very handy. So for now, I would make sure that's turned on or leave it on. The next three are, if you click it, you're disabling it. So if you want to disable the alert notification that your system is getting ready to shut down because it's been idle too long or something like that, you would click this to disable it, but I think that's important that I want a notification for that. You can disable celebrations, that's up to you. It doesn't happen that often, so it doesn't bother me. I definitely don't want to disable my keyboard shortcuts. Here again, you could have the high contrast UI if you think that would help. Some of your students, it might help, so that might be something they want to check. By order, don't need it. Underline links. Now, our students know that things underlined are probably often a link. I would keep that checked, so we do use underlined links, but again, that's up to you. And to use semicolons to separate fields and spreadsheets, that again, that's up to you. But those two are the two I keep checked. Probably one day eventually I would uncheck that tutorial, but for now it's really handy. On the top right, you can put in other ways for them to contact you. You could put in a different email, you could put in a phone number. I would be leery of doing anything but putting in your school contact information, because you would be looking different places. You don't want people to have your personal information, so I would leave it as set. Okay, so that's the quick settings. We'll talk about notification in a follow-up video shortly.